time I think about or trying to move out my parents' house, the cost of living just get higher and higher. Like, insurance goes up, gas goes up, not to mention the fact that you got to make 3 times the rent of wherever you live at, which is kind of insane because the average person my age ain't even making what I'm making. Not to mention the fact that I check my pay stubs all the time. I'm not making as nearly as what I would make if they ain't take all them fucking taxes out of my checks every 2 weeks. Like, and I just been sitting here thinking, like, cause with me personally, when I moved out, I always wanted to move out by myself or with a significant other. And now I'm starting to realize when people move out, they get roommates. Or they move in college apartments with other people that they don't even fucking know of because the cost of living is too fucking high. How can I get a house these days? How can I get a house, bro? The average house is like 300 bands, you know what I'm saying? And like the average like monthly cost of it is like $2,500 a month. Like that's crazy. Like, and me personally, I never agreed with having to have more than one source of income. In my opinion, you having more than one source of income should be a choice. It shouldn't be. I shouldn't need 2 sources of income to fucking survive. I'm 23, bruh. God damn. I am fucking 23. And I'm already like having a midlife crisis for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to move out my parents' crib, but I ain't trying to live check to fucking check. Like, I'm sitting here making more money than I ever made ever in my life. In a year span. And it's still not enough for me to fucking move out and be able to fucking sustain a living. Like, we're doomed, bro. And they wait until we get grown to do shit like this. Like, yeah, it's over with, bro. It's over with.
Yeah. I'd like to welcome everybody to my podcast. Yo, I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Yo, if you haven't did so yet, please subscribe to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Please hit that notification button and hit that like button for your guy, man. But welcome to my podcast. I will be your gracious host once again, Jupiter 9. And yo, we got to talk about this because it's getting real out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? The young man was frustrated. I definitely agree with everything he's saying. The American dream, baby. You know what I'm saying? The big American dream, the American illusion. You know what I mean? It's getting bad out here. It's getting bad out here. I mean, the cost of living has tripled in just 4 years. Tripled. I remember back in 2004, 2005, I purchased a home for $26,000. $26,000. This home I purchased, I no longer have the home. You know, I had to file bankruptcy and, they foreclosed on my home. I mean, the state foreclosed on my home at the time. You know, I couldn't keep up with the issue with the house was I couldn't keep up with all the repairs. And back then, there weren't a lot of programs to help me with repairs that are available now for homeowners. But back then, there weren't a lot of programs out to help you with, repairs. The house needed a new roof. The furnace just went, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like one problem after another. But that's not the point of me saying, about the home I purchased back in 2004. That house cost me $26,000, man. Now, here's the kicker. Right now, at this very moment in time, that same house, which is on the east side of Buffalo, you know what I mean, off of East Delavan, it's, you know how much the house is worth now today? $75,000 in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like a really bad area in the hood. It was somewhat decent area in the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? But still, $75,000 for the house. Now, mind you, it needed repairs and all that good stuff. I don't know if the person who bought it for foreclosure fixed those things. At one point in time, the city was on me about repairs, and you know what I'm saying? It was just a mess, man. You know, me being the first time homeowner, I didn't really know what I was getting into. Now that I have purchased a home for the first time, I understand what are you getting into when you purchase a home now. You know, with property tax and garbage tax and school tax and what else tax did I have to pay? Was it state tax or something like that? But tax after tax after tax after tax. Now, America gives this illusion that we are home of the brave and we're free and this, that, and the third. But how are you free when you're paying taxes? You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do, we have to pay a tax on. So how are we actually free in America? That's another thing. That's for a whole nother episode, man. Know what I mean? But the young man is frustrated. I understand his frustration. I would be frustrated if I was, you know, a young kid in this generation. I feel bad for this generation, man. I really do, man. At least I had a chance to buy a home at a decent price. Still, even though it was in the hood, dead smack in the hood, it wasn't in like a terrible area in the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's certain pockets in the hood in Buffalo where there's still areas that's still decent. You know what I'm saying? In the little pockets. I don't know if it's like that everywhere. But in Buffalo, especially on the east side, you got your little pockets and streets that are still, you know, people still keep up the property and all that good stuff. And you have people who lived on these streets forever, man. You know what I mean? So that was one of those streets that had a little pocket. It was a dead end street. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that much drama on the street. Every now and then there would be some drama, but you know what I mean? But for the most part, it wasn't really a lot of drama, not a lot of things like issues going on, like shootings and a lot of crazy stuff going on. Not that part of East Delavan, man. You know what I'm saying? But the cost of living, man. I mean, to fill up your tank, it's like $60 a week. Depending on how much frequency do you drive. You know, for me just to go back and forth, you know what I'm saying, to work and all that, it's like $60, 60 plus, almost $70 just to fill up a tank. You know what I'm saying? Rent is ridiculous. Rent is $1,300 average now. Like, everything has shot up crazy except pay. And these jobs, you know what I'm saying, don't want to really pay you what you're worth. You know what I mean? Like, at this point in time, man, people need to be coming together and like pushing for a minimum wage to be at least $20 an hour at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't even keep up with the inflation that's going on right now. The inflation is crazy, man. It's really crazy. Like, groceries, like, you spend $300 on groceries, you got 3 bags. It's just like, everything is crazy, man. Everything is mad expensive. These prices for this stuff is wild. And yo, in this society in America, and you know, it's very heavy on holidays and all that. I cut all that out last year, yo. I'm like, yo, I'm not doing no more holidays. I'm not messing with none of that Matrix BS. The hell with those holidays. The hell with Black Friday. The hell with all that. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point in time, we gotta take a stand as a collective group. I'm not just talking about one collective group. I'm talking about everybody right now. Because you know why? Because everybody's being affected by this. And this is ridiculous. Just like, yo, you gotta work 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to get by? not even be comfortable. Not working 2 jobs and being comfortable. Yo, peep this. My aunt, she told me that there's this young lady that lives upstairs from me, man. Not upstairs from me, upstairs from her. I'm sorry. My aunt, she still lives back home in Buffalo. You know what I mean? She lives on Cambridge, but she said that this young girl has to work in order to keep up with the rent. I think her rent is like $850 or $900. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the rental property is only worth like 5, 6, maybe at the most. And it's dead smack in the hood. And she's paying excuse me, $850, I think $900, one of those prices. And she's just dead smack in the hood, yo. Dead smack in the hood. That's ridiculous. That rent prices are insane. What the hell just happened? It's just like, and the pay's not going up. The pay's not going up at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, how the hell are we supposed to live comfortably here in America? Because they don't, America don't want you to live comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they don't want you to live comfortable. They want you to struggle. You know what I'm saying? They want you dependent on them. They want you to struggle, and they don't want you to be comfortable. You know, America for a long time painted this perception about other countries that, you know, they were on the bottom and they didn't have the resources and the people there are poor. Well, that's the biggest lie ever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, and I don't blame them. A lot of people in America, and I'm surprised, but so-called black people are getting the hell out of America. And I don't blame them. I see videos of people going to Bali. I see videos of people moving to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? I see people leaving to go to move to Fiji. Just like, people are getting the hell out of here, man. And I'm going to be one of them. As soon as I get my bread up, I'm going to be one of them. I'm getting the hell out of here, man. It's like enough is enough already. When does this rat race, this continuation of, getting up and going to a job and punching the clock, you know what I'm saying? Which in some aspects I don't have an issue with. It's just like, can we live? Like, come on, man. Like the price of stuff is just insane. And they expect everybody to be happy about this. And then you got, again, the fluctuation of immigrants coming in. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with that either. But it's like, you letting these immigrants come in, they're getting all this free stuff. They're getting their rent paid. You know what I'm saying? They're getting free health insurance. You know what I mean? They're getting free room and board. And it's just like, what the hell? Like, we've been here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we're struggling. And it's just like, it's not cool at all, man. It's really not. It's really not, man. How crazy is it? I bought a house back in 2004, maybe 2003, 2004, for $26,000. And that same house, which is it looked like it's in worse shape from what I can see online, looking at pictures, is $75,000 for the same house. Almost $80,000 for a house dead smack in the hood. It's just like, man, come on, man. They want to overcharge you for college. You know what I'm saying? They want to overcharge you for rent here in America. And it's just like, it's a non-stop hamster wheel. And it don't stop. It's just like, when does this end? When do we get an opportunity to be comfortable? You know what I'm saying? A lot of you know what? Let me say this too. Like, a lot of people don't have a problem working. That's not the problem. The problem is, it's like we're not making enough, America. You know what I'm saying? And this is why people are doing Uber and DoorDash and tearing up their vehicles. Like, I'm really not a fan of Uber, DoorDash. What's the other one? Lyft. I'm not a big fan of those. those side hustles, if you want to call them side hustles. And that's trickery too as well, man. Those little apps, if you want to call it side hustles, those 1099 jobs, those independent contractor jobs, that's some BS, man. That's some BS, man. You know what it is? They have those side hustles so corporations don't have to pay you for time off. Don't have to pay if your car get messed up or if you tear up your car doing that Uber and DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? And then they underpay you. They take most of the profits. You know what I'm saying? And you left to dry. You don't got nothing. Yo, let me tell people something who do Uber and DoorDash. Yeah, you can make some money, but what are the benefits that come with that other than you tearing up your vehicle? And I'm not a real big fan of Uber and DoorDash at all, man. I'm really not, man, because now they're a conglomerate. They're a big corporation. They're making tons of money. And this is what corporations do, man. This is what corporations do. All they do is take. A lot of them. And they don't give nothing back. And that's what I feel like with those Uber and DoorDash and Instacart. You know what I'm saying? They don't look out for the person who's helping the company grow. Just take. People who drive Lyft are underpaid. People who drive Uber are underpaid. You know what I'm saying? This is probably a multi-billion-dollar companies that you're talking about. And if it wasn't for the people, these companies would be nowhere. I think that's what America forgets. If we all just said, the hell with it, you know what I'm saying? Which I think we should do. All at one time. Just say, we quit. We had enough. All at one time. What would this system do? Rerun this system. This is what Americans got to get through their head too as well. We run this system. We make this system go. Without us, this system doesn't move. Facts. Without us, this system does not move. No corporation will make no money off of anything if we don't go to work and punch a clock. And, I just truly feel that if we stuck together as a collective group, everybody, you know what I'm saying, and stop with the separation, because of your race or your religion or anything, whatever, man, whatever hangups you got about a person. Because at the end of the day, the truth be told, we all bleed red at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And we're all here to reach our ultimate goal of breaking free from the 9 to 5. That's my ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? To break free from the 9 to 5. And I'm going to succeed at some point. I'm going to succeed. You know what I'm saying? I will succeed because I'm the type of person that don't give up. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people are in a position of, they've been through so much and the system has, had their foot on their neck so long that they're giving up. You know what I mean? And you can't give up, man. We have to get this changed, especially with the pay. You know what I mean? That's the first step, man. It's getting this pay increased. I don't care what people say about French fries at McDonald's is going to be $100. I don't care. You dig? Because right now, there's no way you can survive off of one person working. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. And back in my grandparents' era, you know what I'm saying? One man, one job, he was able to, and when my grandparents were doing anything, this 50s, the 60s, the 70s, you know what I'm saying? So this is how much it has changed. Has it changed for the better? Today, other than the past, in some areas, yes, it has changed for the better. For instance, like, the opportunity to be able to make multiple streams of income today is it's way better than in the past. You know what I'm saying? You can get up today and start a business just like that today. But you got a lot of people out there who don't want to start a business, who don't mind working, who rather work rather than start a business, because a lot of people are not business-minded people. You know what I'm saying? You got to put that into perspective too as well. A lot of people are not business-minded people, so they don't look for, starting a business and all that good stuff. They just want good pay. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame them. So, but this is how big the difference it is from when my grandparents were doing their thing, married. You know what I'm saying? One man, my grandfather, he was a truck driver. One man, one job. He was able to buy his house cash. And not only one man, one job, truck driver. You know what I'm saying? Truck drivers make good money depending on who you work for. My grandfather, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't about, working for somebody. I think that is where I get that from. You know what I mean? So he drove truck for a company for a couple years, you know what I'm saying? He ended up getting his own tractor trailer. And he started out with one truck, and then he had two trucks. And now, mind you, he did this all with one job back in the 60s and 70s. One job. My grandfather was able to buy his home cash. My grandfather was able to start businesses on other businesses besides truck driving business and pay for them cash. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather was able to get mad credit, in the 80s, late 70s. Credit was rare. Like, you had to have bread in order to get credit back in those days. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get credit now. But back then, you had to have some bread. You had to have some collateral. Like, they weren't just giving out credit the easy peasy the way they do it today. Nah, So back then, listen, man, this is how crazy different it is, yo. He was able to accomplish so much with just one job. Now, my grandma, she worked, you know what I'm saying? She was a nurse and all that, you know what I mean? But she worked because she wanted to work. It wasn't this crap today where if they lived in this era, they would have to, you know what I'm saying? She would have to work. You know what I'm saying? He would have to, you know what I mean? Have 2-3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Just to get by, not even be comfortable, just to get by. And I look at it like, yo, my grandparents wouldn't even be able to survive in today's economic climate. No way in hell. At the time when my grandfather bought his home was $8,000, man. $8,000. Now the average home is like $300,000, $400,000 in a decent area. He bought his home when it was $8,000, yo. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So we're going to do some comparisons. Now, this chart is actually the cost of living in the United States from the difference from in 1975 versus 2015. Now, we all know it's not 2015, but it's still a huge jump. So check this out. So boom. Goods and services. In 1975, I'm just going to go down the list. You know what I'm saying? Go down the list of what things cost back in 1975, right? So boom, a new house. The average the cost for a house was $48,000 in 1975. All right. Now, remember I told you my grandpops bought his house, I think, for like $8,000. Okay. Median income, $12,686. A new car, $3,800 for a brand new car, $3,800. All right. Minimum wage back then was $2.10. Yes, that's low, but I mean the price of things. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need much money in order to buy goods and services. So $2.10. That's low today, of course, because of inflation. Okay. Going to a public college, man, $1,800.19 on the average. All right. Private college, on average back then in 1975, $3,776. All right. The average movie ticket in 1975, $2.03. All right. Okay. Average cost of a gallon of gas in 1975, 59 cents a gallon. 59 cents a gallon, yo. Postage stamps. The average postage stamp was 13 cents. Sugar, for a 5-pound bag of sugar, 65 cents. Milk, for a gallon of milk, $1.65. All right. Coffee, $1.12 for a pound of coffee. A dozen of eggs, 84 cents. Bread, for a loaf of bread, 28 cents, man. 28 cents, yo. 28 cents. So now these are the prices from 2015. All right. What was that, 9 years ago? 9 years ago? And looking at these prices, they're outrageous, even in 2015. But yo, check it out. A new home in 2015. Now we talking about 9 years ago. All right. It's $270,200 for the average new home. All right. Median income, $51,759. A new vehicle back in 2015, 31. You see the jump from $3,800 in 1975 to $31,252. That's insane. A new home in 1975, $48,000 on average, to 2015, $270,200. Minimum wage back in 2015, $8.25 an hour. Public college, man, $18,943 in 2015. Private college, it doubled. $42,419 for private college on average a year. Movie tickets in 2015, $8.17. Now you pay for a movie ticket is about $15. A haircut is about $30 now for a guy. Insane. A gallon of gasoline back in 2015, $2.38 a gallon. Postage stamps back in 2015, 49 cents per stamp. Now they're like 67, 68 cents a stamp. Sugar, $3.25 for 5 pounds of sugar, compared to 65 cents for 5 pounds back in 1975. That's insane. Milk, $3.49 a gallon to $1.65 a gallon. Coffee, 1975, $1.12 a pound to $4.91 a pound for coffee. Eggs, back in 1975, 84 cents a dozen to $2.08 a dozen. Bread, loaf of bread, 28 cents back in 1975 to $1.43 a loaf. So as you can see, man, the cost of living today is outrageous, and people are getting fed up with it, man. I mean, how in the hell do you, America, allow immigrants to come into this country and get everything for free while everybody in America struggles? How? But you say you don't have money to pay the so-called black people reparations. It would bankrupt the country. The country's already bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? But you say you don't have money for this and that, but Ukraine is getting all this money. It's a bunch of crock, man. It's a bunch of crock. You got these immigrants coming in, getting all this free stuff, healthcare free, room and board free, you know what I'm saying? Food free. And they haven't even lifted a finger in this country. You know what I'm saying? Their family hasn't done anything to build this country at all. They don't have to go on the hamster wheel day in and day out, punching the clock at a 9 to 5, pay crazy taxes, you know what I'm saying, which are voluntary. Taxes are voluntary. That's going to be a whole nother episode. You know what I'm saying? Taxing for this, taxing for that, taxing for food, taxing for this, getting taxed left and right. Everywhere you turn around, there's a tax thrown in our face. But see, again, it's the American people, man. As a collective group in America, the people in America, you put up with this crap, man. But you say you're American, but you put up with this crap. You allow these people to do what they want in America when you are the government, the American people. People have forgot that. You know what I'm saying? People are afraid of this and that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? If we collectively say no more, this system will collapse. The system would collapse if we just said no more. We don't want to do this no more. We tired of these games, these lies. Stop participating in these elections. You guys gotta stop doing this mess, man. Participating in these elections, voting. What has a president done for you? Absolutely nothing. This voting and all this stuff, you're participating in the matrix, man. It's time for this thing to collapse, man. Americans reap no benefit out of this system at all. You go to work, you pay taxes, and you can barely live. What kind of benefits do we get back? I'll wait. Anybody got an answer? If you got an answer, what kind of benefits we get out this system, please leave your comments below. I want to know. What's the benefits of being in this system here in America? What do we get out of it besides making corporations richer, making politicians richer, you know what I'm saying? Making everybody rich, but our families are struggling. What benefit do we get out of contributing to this system? What do we get back from it? What do we get back from it? Besides a swift kicking our you-know-what? What do we get back from this system? And each year is getting worse and worse. Homeless rate is through the roof. Everywhere I turn, somebody's homeless. I've been homeless 3-4 times in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, how the hell are people homeless, hungry, need a shelter, needing a place to stay when we giving Ukraine all this money, we giving the immigrants all this money? How the hell are we in this predicament? How the hell we can't afford to, America can't afford to pay their debts? You know what I'm saying? How the hell America can't afford to give so-called black people reparations? How? And leave your comments. If you got an answer, what do we get out of this system? And I'm not just talking about so-called black people. I'm talking about everybody. What in the hell do we get out this system that is so great? Besides punching the 9 to 5. And that's all I got to say in this podcast episode, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take us collectively to say enough is enough, man. That's all it's going to take. If we said enough is enough and we all say we're not working no more, we're going to get some things changed. But until then, this is what's going to happen. Your kids going to be living at home until, whenever. They're never going to have an opportunity to buy a home or none of that stuff because this system is not built, it's not created for them to prosper, for anybody to prosper, but for them to prosper. So they're going to be at home. They can't afford to move out. Nobody can afford to move out. Know what I mean? It's getting worse and worse every month, every day, every minute, every year. America, what are you going to do about it? But that's my take in this podcast episode. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel, man. Please share this with everybody that you know, man. You know what I'm saying? I highly appreciate it. Please hit that notification button and please hit that like button to help me with the Google algorithm. It's all free, man. Just help your guy out, man. But that's my take. I'm your gracious host, Jupiter 9, and I just want to say peace and love to everybody. Take care. One.